was awesome. Ooh, 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 that was awesome. Okay, enough. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Chiny K, and welcome to this week's episode of the On My Mind series. This week's topic is a little sensitive. The question is, tell me about a time you felt like you didn't want to live anymore. I decided to ask that question this week because I have close friends and family that have felt that way before, and maybe even you have. I've never gotten to the point of not wanting to live anymore. However, there have been times where I felt like I wish time would just stop or even slow down just for a minute so I'll be able to gather my thoughts. It really hurt me when my friend came to me and said, Carrie, thank you for being the light in my life when all I see is darkness. I don't think you understand how that made me feel, because I try my best to be there and encourage them and let them know life is great and things will get better. However, there's no way for you to put yourself in that person's shoe to fully understand their life and to understand what they're going through. And I know maybe even some of you guys have felt that way before if you have friends and family members that have come to you because they've felt that way. You feel helpless and you feel like you can't help them. I've tried to get them to see that life is beautiful, things will change, it gets better, but it is tough. And things are easier said than done. I must admit, I was nervous approaching strangers and asking them such a personal question. To my surprise, some people did answer me when I asked them to tell me about a time where they felt like they didn't want to live anymore. Here they are.
Honey, I don't think I've ever felt like that. I love life. I'm going to put this out there, and this is real personal. I'm HIV positive. I'm homeless. I sleep in a laundromat. I have a 20-year-old daughter that's pregnant that lives in a shelter. My husband left me because I got diagnosed with breast cancer, and he said I wasn't a woman he married. Now, if things don't get no worse than that, if I can look at those circumstances every day and thank God that I'm alive, so can they. You got to wake up every morning and just thank God that you're here. It can be a lot worse.
A couple years ago, my mom got diagnosed with liver cancer, and she was really sick. And my dad was working full-time, so I was basically the one providing for my family. And I had to be strong for everybody else, but inside I was really empty and down and didn't know what to do with myself. I was able to keep strong, but what helped me stay up was seeing my little brother look up to me and depending on me, and knowing that I had to take care of him and not be so selfish about it. Like, yeah, I had it bad, but he was looking up to me, you know what I mean?
When my wife abandoned me, when I lost my kids, contact with them like 6 years ago, Joseph and Maya, like I really wanted to be dead. I was praying, God, take me with you because I can't stand this pain. That was when I really wanted to not be alive. I didn't enjoy nothing in life. Nothing at all. Movies, every time I went outside, see couples and see families, I was very depressed, and I felt like I didn't want to live anymore.
When my mom get drunk and always cursing me out because I feel like she don't like me.
I have 2 DUIs. After my first DUI, I was 22 years old. I was a depressed fat kid, and I really just thought I lost my life. I came home from a .28 blood alcohol content after getting in an accident and trying to fight a random person I don't know, don't remember. And I laid in the tub with a knife and sat there and thought I was going to kill myself until my brother walked in and was like, you are not going to do anything stupid. Give me that. And he took it away. And I never thought about it again. But it happens. You just need to remember everything always gets better. And any day you're down, remember the next day will be better than the day before. And that's how I moved on, and I've been happy ever since.
I actually suffered from depression for many years. I tried all kinds of therapy, and definitely I didn't have the will to live. Finally, I found the right psychiatrist, thank God, and I'm doing great now. But it made me have more empathy for people going through struggles like I did with mental illness.
When I saw the debt that I owed my college, and when I woke up and I realized I lived in Paterson.
I never had that experience, but Sometimes I feel really low because I live with my father, and my father used to hit me a lot, so I used to feel like that.
One time last year, all my friends decided they didn't want to be friends with me anymore, and it was really hard in the moment because I felt like I didn't have any friends where I was, and I didn't really know what to do. But it took a while to realize that I have more friends than just my close group of friends, and so I think I really got through it by realizing that I had a lot bigger support system than I even fully realized I did.
Well, a time when I didn't feel I want to live anymore is when I was dealing with this woman, and she tried to put pressure on me because of my daughter. So I took 11 sleeping pills, but then after that they put me in the hospital. So I don't know, but I don't think anybody wants to die. I mean, that's why I guess we strive every day to do something. My mother died of AIDS when I was 15, so I had to watch my mother die. So I wouldn't want to die that way.
This one time I had just gotten rejected from my first choice college, and then the day after, my dog was hit by a car, and I just felt like very hopeless, and it was so horrible.
I guess back in college there was a couple times I felt like maybe I was alone. I didn't know if my friends were really there for me or where I really stood in life, like where I really meant to be. And it was very depressing and emotional, and I think ultimately what brought me back was sobering up and probably, being that I was probably drunk at the time, that night, but thinking about like things like how my parents would look at it, like the pain that I would cause others wasn't really worth the pain. It didn't even really come close to the pain that I was feeling.
My son got bit in the face by a pit bull, and I was the one watching him, and he had to get 168 stitches. And it was probably one of the worst days of my life. And then I lost my job because I had to take the time to take care of him and all the medical attention, and I kind of got backed up, and it was just really hard.
The time that I really felt love was when I had somebody of 14 years, and she broke my heart. That's when I felt like my whole world crumbled. I went into depression. My brothers and them had to pull me up out of it.
I had a couple of times actually in my life that I felt like I didn't want to live anymore. Was this experienced a couple of them where my mom was diagnosed with cancer. It was a part there that felt that way because I had just got out the hospital myself, with the loss of my baby. So that's why I was feeling that way.
In 2014, when my father passed away, I actually said that. I actually said I wish it was my dad instead of me. I wish it was me instead of my father. And I was actually in and out of hospitals then for depression and stuff, so I know how it feels to be there.
When my family wasn't really there for me, so I can't really say I didn't want to live no more, but I was really down when it was happening, and they weren't really supportive of anything, like me going to the army, nothing at all.
I just want to let you know, if you're going through a tough time in your life right now and you feel like you can't go anymore, don't give up. Don't do it. Tomorrow is a better day, and then the next day, and then the next day. I know it's easier said than done, but if you feel that way, pray about it, talk to a friend about it, talk to a family member about it, send me an email, do something, but just do not end your existence, because life does get better. And you can even contact the suicide hotline for help. Subscribe to my channel for more On My Mind series episode. Check out the old ones, tell a friend to tell a friend, and again, subscribe. Peace!